what I'm noticing is that it is keeping the soil moist. Now, the amount that it gives out in 10 seconds is not that much, but it's enough. So let me show you where my new growth is. Here's some new growth here. Super excited. And then there's new growth here. And then there's a little green bump right here. I am trying something new again. Okay, so I want to get my plants as lush as possible. Since I'm sort of kind of on a no buy plants, I don't know if I want to keep saying that out loud, but anyway, I want to get my jungle boogie to be nice and lush. And I put her on the pole for that very reason, right?
I put her on the pole to work. And she really ain't rocking in a whole bunch.
So let me introduce you to the thing that I wanted to try that is different. This is a irrigation system from RainPoint. RainPoint sent me this in the mail, and I want to open it with you guys. So you are going to get my first impressions of this system. Now let me start by saying the customer service has been awesome. When I tell you, they kept up with me to make sure that I got my package, and they checked on me after I got my package. So we are going to open this bad boy up and we're gonna see what's inside. So looking on their website, they have a lot of information on their FAQs. They have oh, I could start opening this, right? The box is pretty small, actually. For all of what's packed inside. All right, so we have a box, quick start guide, a 3-year warranty, user manual, okay. Tubing, I guess this is where the water drips through, and then the connector for power. And then these are the tips and a filter. Here, have a little sticker. Oh, I love that. Save water. I love that idea. Because you don't have to water any more than you have to, right? I love this. Okay, so it's solar powered. I want to see if my light is going to give it power and not necessarily have to have it plugged up. So first off, I want to say that because something can water my plants for me, that frees me up in a lot of ways. That allows me to maybe have more plants. But even if I'm thinking practically, if I want to travel, it gives me a good 14-day window when I don't have to worry about my plants, right? If I'm going to be gone for a month, I could schedule this to happen in the middle of the month, in the middle 2 weeks, right? So it'll go on one time and then it'll go on one more time again. And I can be gone for a full month and not have to worry about my plants. And if I have a big enough reservoir,
ooh, that's a hard word.
I could probably go even longer. So that was my initial desire to want to have a system like this. Okay, so let me tell you some of the other things that I thought of, like where can I actually practically use this in my system, either every day or when I travel. So the first thing that came to mind was my propagation box. So right now what I have in my propagation box is my Dieffenbachia sterling, and the reason I have her in here was because I wanted to keep her in a moist environment but not for her to be wet. And of course this is a clear box. I could literally set this up to have this thing drip into here and just get the sphagnum moss wet, create a really moist environment, and because I have holes in the bottom of my pot, this would then soak up some of that moisture from the sphagnum moss without getting the plant wet and without getting it too moist. So my first initial thought was that I could use this in my propagation box. I could also add lights to this to the top, and so it would be a closed system that I could even have going while I'm on vacation. Idea number 2 was to water my moss poles. You know, my moss poles, I'm struggling keeping this thing moist. I promise you, I just watered it the other day and already she's dry again. Now I have had this plant for some time. She has grown some leaves, but I broke them off. Don't judge me. But I think she would do a lot better if I could keep this moss pole moist. So my thought was I could take the system and have it so that it drips in the moss pole inside the sphagnum moss and keep the sphagnum moss wet. Now, I don't think that my system is set up perfectly for me to water this whole plant through the sphagnum moss, but if I could just keep my sphagnum moss moist, and because I can control the water, how much water, not only with the tips, but I can control the water with how much water I send to the plant, I feel like this might be an opportunity for me to be able to do this. So I want to try it. We're going to experiment, but either way, I feel like both of these two ideas would be enough for me to want to have the system with my collection. Idea number 3 was my new planter. Okay, so with my Dieffenbachia, this Dieffenbachia is in a watering system that allows me to water from the bottom. So all of my bottom watering systems, whether it's my pans or pots like this, I could set the drip to go in here. I can water it a certain amount, and I can set the date that I want to water it, which is perfect for these planters and my bottom watering tins. Let me show you that. So here are my bottom watering tins, and what I do with this is I put the water in the bottom and I let the plant soak up as much as it wants. And my thought was, if I can have the water drip into this pan, then the plants can take up as much water as they need. I would then put in each pan plants that have the same watering needs. Okay, so part of this that you haven't seen yet is the app. There is an app that goes along with this system that allows you to control everything. It was really easy installing the app. It literally is going to the app store, installing the app, and then it walks you through the steps that you need to connect your app to your Wi-Fi, which then connects it to this. So there's a registering of the product, and then you put everything together. Okay, so next steps for me. The next steps for me would be for me to find If you like this content, don't forget to hit that like button. And because you like this content, you would absolutely love our community. Hit that subscribe button, and for a deeper connection, just sign up for my newsletter. Link is in the description. All right, let's get back into it. Mini hub box. What is that? Oh, this little thing right here. This is the mini hub. And this is what's going to connect my Wi-Fi. Okay, all right, we going. Okay, so based on both of the user manuals here, both of them have QR. Both of them have a QR code. So there's one in here to install the app for the app store, and then there's one on instructions for each thing. I am going to use the pamphlets because I'm using my phone to record on. So okay, this is the solar panel. This is the set button. Manual watering. Okay. And what? Oh. Does this come off? Oh, okay. Oh, nice. So this is the rechargeable battery. I like that. Okay, so let's charge that up. So let me show you what I did, because I was doing things. Wait. So this is how it goes. And then there's a little pieces here where you just put. Is that light on? Oh snap, it might already have a little charge in here. And then you just pull it out, and it shows you there's the connector, the motherboard, and then this is the piece that connects to it, and this is where you recharge. So we're gonna recharge this up Wow. Okay, so she's charging right now. And the next thing I'm going to do, okay, I need to connect this before I connect this, that makes sense. This is the hub, right? So this is going to allow my app to work with this, which means that I'm going to have to go do some things off camera. Okay, so we have the operation button, the charging port, and the power indicator, Wi-Fi connecting indicator. Okay, if you say so. Okay, as you see, this is not the same day. So yes, it took me a little bit longer than one day. Partly my fault. I thought it was going to be a quick one and done. We're going to get this done, hour tops. It took me a little bit longer than that, and partly my fault. So I want to share with you some of the things that I got caught up on. When they say you need a 2.4 gigahertz speed to connect the hub to the Wi-Fi, believe them. Use the 2.4. What I did, I used a router that I had for my cable, and that router had 2 bands, and I used the 2.4 band. But yeah, if you can use that. The other thing, as far as putting the system together, as far as connecting, and here I'm showing this check valve. This check valve, make sure that flat side of the check valve is what's closest to the solar panel. The other thing is, in the reading, it wasn't really clear to me that I kind of figured it did need 2 separate tubes, one for in and one for out. You'll see that on the side panel, on the side of the panel. So where you connect the check valve to the solar panel, there needs to be like a 4.5, maybe 5-inch piece of tubing that you connect that to. That wasn't completely clear in the graphics. I kind of figured it out by the reading. Couple of other things to note is that for me, I used a glass jar, and that little hook where the solar panel sits fit right on the jar. But if I was using something else, I would have my solar panel near where my water source is. And your water source needs to be lower than where your system is, where the what do you call these? The drip emitters, where the drip, the tips where they are located needs to be higher than where the water source is. So see behind me, I have my system set up. There's the water is down there. The solar panel is sitting on the floor. And then the plant is up a little bit higher. Now, what I found out when I did it the other way, or when I had them even on equal level playing field, is that it would continue to drip even after the system had gone off. No drips. Okay. Setting up the timer, super easy. You can get it as low as 10 seconds, which is what I have mine on. And what I'm finding is that it is keeping my sphagnum moss moist without actually having so much that my soil in the bottom gets wet. So if you are interested in this system, like I said, this is my first review. I really don't have any real life experience with it just yet. I've only had it for like 5 days. But if you are interested in getting one of these, there is a discount code. So if you use my name Yvette20 as your discount code, if you're looking for one of these solar irrigation systems, you can get 20% off. And if you're looking for anything else on the website besides the solar irrigation, you use Yvette10 and you will get 10% off. I am going to do another video and let you know how this system and my other planter is working, because I think the combination of these two things is going to free me up to be able to travel, and that means I don't have to get rid of all of my plants all at one time. So for me, this is like Christmas early, like a continual Christmas gift. I'm excited. I'm already seeing new growth in my jungle boogie, and of course I think that the new growth was there before. I don't think this has happened within the last 5 days, but let me show you. So I'm excited. I think we are doing something. I haven't had this much activity on my jungle boogie in a minute, so I'm excited. We had a couple of little accidents where we broke off. I'm saying we like you guys had something to do with it. We in this together. Yeah, so I had some we got some activity. I'm excited. I think this is going to be a game changer for me, so I wanted to share this experience with you guys, and hopefully it works out in my favor. So if no one else has said it to you today, have a great day. Bye. We got a new leaf. I'm excited for you. I think you're gonna do good. Oh, look. It's another one. Right here. I don't know. Girl, I think you might be doing something. Oh, here's more. Okay.